Excellent. Well, hello, everyone, traders, investors, enthusiasts. Really glad to be here again. Always nice to be part of these events. We always have a good time, and so I've heard it's a great day so far, and hopefully we can only add more to it. So, my name is Jim Simmons with CryptoStreet Academy, and in this session, we're going to be talking about learning how to create multiple streams of income using the power of DeFi and compound interest. How many of you are familiar with DeFi? Just type a yes in the chat box if you're familiar with that term. You know, crypto it's been around a little while, but it's still a fairly new thing. So I know many of us are probably still new to crypto. And if you pay attention to the news, well, last week was a tough week for crypto, but we're still doing fine. And don't worry, there's still plenty of opportunity out there, and we'll talk about that. So what we're going to be looking at today is the exact strategies that savvy investors use to scale wealth, quit their jobs, retire decades sooner. Of course, before we dive in, we have our disclaimer. We're not here to provide, any sort of certain guarantees on any of this stuff. Of course, we can't, but we're here for products and services are for educational purposes, and there is risk involved. So please understand those risks accordingly. So who is this for? So this session is looking for really anyone who's looking for better returns, investors, traders, anyone looking to compound wealth rapidly, people who are sick of losing in the markets or in life in general, someone starting out with no experience, or struggling traders who want a better use of time and capital. How many of you can relate to some of these? Anyone who wants financial independence and those who want more time freedom and the power of choice. I think really this is all of us, right? And maybe we're not all struggling traders, but we all want a better use of time and capital. We want the power to choose, financial independence. And that's why we got into this in the first place, whether that be trading, whether that be investing, swing trading, whatever you're up to. So that's who we're going to present to today. So if that's you, you're in the right place and you're in the right event. If this is you, I hate to break it to you, you are in the wrong session, because we are not going to, went a little too far. We are not presenting this for those who have a negative outlook or attitude. What we are showing you today is real performance from real people. Okay, this is the real deal. Whether you choose to believe that or not, that's entirely up to you. That is your choice. Anyone who is looking for a get-rich-quick scheme, sorry, yes, it goes quick, but it's not going to get you rich overnight. Anyone with little to no capital, you have to have money to make money in investing. Okay, and if you don't have money yet, well, find a way to get some so we can start investing, right? Investing is a huge component to everyone's life, and something that can provide a lot of financial freedom. Okay, so small-minded individuals, anyone who's not willing to let go of the past, you have to be willing to change with the times or change with what's happening in the world and in the industry. Today is not the same as yesterday. And the only thing I can guarantee is tomorrow won't be the same as today. Investors that aren't willing to put in the time to learn. So if that's you, just go ahead and tune out for the next hour or so, and you can come on back afterwards. But in all seriousness, let me ask you a question. What would your life look like if you had multiple streams of cash flow coming in on autopilot, giving you the freedom to live life on your terms and without fear? And when I say coming in on autopilot, I mean autopilot. I mean, you're sitting back, you're not entering trades, you're not scouting for the next big stock that's going to take off. You're not even looking at changing up your portfolio. You really just park the money and let it grow. That's what we're after. And that's what we do. Exactly. So again, the exact strategies that savvy investors use, and we'll break this down. So in the next 60 minutes, give or take, well, probably take, because we have a time limit here, but we're going to look at how DeFi is changing the world of finance for everyone, including you, whether you choose to participate or not. It's still changing the world for you. How to ditch the bankers and the middleman to empower you to scale capital like they do, and how to create passive income cash flow that enables you to make up to 10 to 22% monthly, 3% weekly, and even 1% daily. Yes, these are real numbers. And yes, they do exist. And yes, we're doing that. And we'll show you, okay? Because we lead by example, and we do show our results. So we're going to look at what your financial freedom number is. Some of you look at that and go, what is he talking about? We're going to show you step-by-step examples that prove that DeFi is a better use of capital than real estate. Oh, no, he didn't. We'll take a look at it. Where you could be financially 3, 6, 9, 12 months from now with the power of compounding interest. Compounding interest is like the eighth wonder of the world, says Einstein. And it's true. He's absolutely right. More importantly, we're going to look at how CryptoStreet's DeFi Alpha team does all the hard work for you. We'll find good DeFi investments. We vet them. We use our own capital first, and we teach our community, including you, if you choose to participate. And we're going to demonstrate with real money portfolios. These are real ROIs, okay? Return on investment. Let's take a look at an example here. Okay, this is only from April till September, so we haven't even updated it in a while. But Tim, it's nothing, you know, he's not even a savvy investor. He's just an ordinary guy, put some money aside, and he's earned $13,000 on his money, or 67% in 5 months. Okay, so it's really happening for everyday people. Now, if you stick around to the end, we're going to be doing a drawing. If you're here, we will do a drawing, and we're going to give away a free financial calculator. These are proprietary calculators that we've built. Some really, really smart people got together and put these together for us. So really great. So we're going to be giving this away to one lucky winner. You could use it for, a lot of really great things on determining financial outcomes and things like that. So we're giving that away. Tell me if any of this sounds like you. You're sick and tired of watching your portfolio lose money, the market's tumbling. I'm just going to bring all these up. And let's take a look at this. How many of you can relate to at least one of these? Just type a yes in the chat box. If you're sitting here and you're going, yep, that's me. Sick and tired of watching portfolios lose money. You hate listening to how others are raking in profits and you're struggling. No experience, or you're afraid, you don't know where to start. Got experience, but you've lost in the past. You don't want to get burned, trapped in the 9 to 5, right? I think all of us have been there at some point in time. Some of us are there now. Good number of us, I'm sure. And so how do we get out of that? Well, if you can relate to anything that we've described so far, the good news is they're just symptoms. That's not the actual problem. We've been where you are. And we want to show you what works for us, what works for our community, what works for our investors and participants. So the problem is you've only been exposed to investments that follow the traditional finance models, real estate, stocks, bonds, mutual funds. And it's not that there's anything wrong with those things. But if we look at the examples, some of these only make rich the banker. You know, the deck is stacked. And the banker's making the money. So how do we get you out of having to deal with the middleman? Take the middleman out of the equation so that you can make money off your money. So after today's event, you're going to learn how to use DeFi, the power of compound interest, to create the money, the life that you want. And we're going to show how the new model and how to leverage power of DeFi can be compounded so that you can make 10 to 22% monthly, 3% weekly, 1% daily. Yeah. There's not very many guarantees that you can get in any industry when it comes to finance. Okay, so if somebody ever gives you a guarantee on anything, then you probably want to run for the hills because they're full of it. Okay, so no certain guarantees in this type of stuff, right? So this method of investing, though, it's designed to expedite your ROI, put your capital to work in more strategic vehicles. Now, if I haven't introduced myself already, my name is Jim Simmons, and I am the sales and education manager for 3 different brands: CryptoStreet Academy, NeuroStreet Trading Academy, Architects AI. And I've been trading and investing for 14 plus years. I've had the privilege of helping lots of investors get involved in this. And as your friend, as your fellow investor, my promise is simple. It's a no nonsense, no false hopes, and we lead by example. Okay, that's my promise to you. I'm going to take a look at a portfolio here. Now, this is Sean Kozak. Sean's the founder of CryptoStreet, NeuroStreet, Arc AI. And, successful guy, runs 3 successful companies, but decided to get involved in some crypto DeFi projects. And you can take a look at the charts here. I know most of us are numbers people in this session, and we've got anywhere from opening dates of April until now. Okay, so let's hone in on this number, April. Okay, so we're just going to pay attention to that. Original investments are listed here, and current balance along with withdrawals. One of the things that we promote is when you're in a space like crypto, we know it's risky space. We know it's, we know that it's, a little bit more risky than some of the other traditional models. And so we are a proponent of pulling out our initial investment capital so that we could keep our risk off the table. Similar to like if you're trading and you move your stop loss to break even, right? Similar concept. You take the risk off the table and you get the money out. And so we're going to keep this date circled, April. And we've got 86,000 that we've taken out, and original investment 144. So you could see that Sean in this case has already almost taken out everything that he put in, but yet he still has a balance of 184 with a total profit of 126. I'm going to get these out of the way so we can see that. Total profit 126, total ROI 87%. Weekly profit $8,000. Daily profit $1,000. Okay, so when we say that we lead by example, we lead by example. There's not anybody who's going to put this kind of money into the market, into something they don't believe in. And you have to see it done. And something like this, especially where it's new, it's uncomfortable, it's not something that we're familiar with. You need to know that somebody has been there, done that, gotten involved, and oh, by the way, just happened to make $126,000 on their investment since April. That's pretty stinking good. I don't know about you, but that's impressive. So, average monthly income, $35,000. Now, when we say $35,000, is he going out and doing research every day? No. Is he trying to find new stocks to buy for the day? No. Is he swing trading? No. Put the money there, parked it, and compounded. That's it. That's the power of DeFi with passive income projects. Let's take a look at, all right, so here's Sean again, showing one of the accounts, earned 40,000, total ROI 20. It's about half commissions because he has referrals that he's brought in, and there's a component there as well. But just showing the gains, you have to see it to believe it, right? All right, let's take a look at real estate. So let's take a look at real estate. How many of you have real estate properties? You're a landlord, you have a portfolio of properties, and you're involved in real estate. It's a good investment, not poking any holes or anything like that. Yeah, good investment, right? It's the traditional way. There's nothing wrong with it, but we're going to compare that to the new model. Okay, so we're going to take a look at a condo purchase, $250,000. It's a decent starter condo. It's nothing extravagant. It's an income property. And typically on an investment property, you need to put at least 20% down, right? We've got additional costs. Maybe you need to upgrade the carpets. Some of the fixtures need to get swapped out. You need to put a coat of paint. Normal stuff. You'd expect to spend another $10,000. So your total upfront investment would be $60,000 between your down payment, your additional costs. Pretty straightforward. Monthly rent, $2,200, pretty decent, urban area, maybe suburban. That's a decent rent rate for a 250 property. But then you have vacancy and taxes, insurance, homeowners associations, dues, things like that. So your monthly revenue comes out to $1,200, but we forgot about the mortgage payment. So we've got the mortgage payment. Again, we're financing about $200 because we put $50,000 down. And this is based at 6%, which frankly is outdated. It's actually outdated at this point. Rates have gone up so quickly. But even at 6%, you're at $1,199 a month, which means you're not net cash. You're not net cash flow on the property, but you're not paying anything to have the property either. The tenants are paying your mortgage. So you're building some equity and they're covering your mortgage. And so that covers the interest at least too. Well, let's flip that script. Let's say the real estate investor turns into a crypto investor and they put it in a project paying 3% weekly and to DeFi crypto. What would they look to achieve? Well, we've got the total initial investment, again, $60,000 for dollars, and the yield is 3% weekly. Now, bear in mind that the 3% weekly is compounding weekly. So it goes pretty quickly. So we got 60,000 times 3%. That's $1,800 a week. But the best part is there's no tenants to deal with. There's no costs. We reinvest at 3%. There's your net result. $279 with a total interest earned of $219. These are real numbers based on compounding weekly. You park the money, you leave it there. That's it. And there's the actual calculations if you wanted to see the actual calculator. Okay. So you could clearly see that if the real estate investor were to choose to take his capital and put it to work in other vehicles, be able to accomplish their financial goals faster, larger ROI, less stress. Now, it's not to say that real estate's a bad investment. It's not to say that you should put all your eggs in one basket, right? Because we believe in diversifying, of course, as well. It's just a apples to apples scenario. So when someone joins CryptoStreet, the first thing is, for most of us that come into this, we're new. We're new to crypto. We're new to the landscape. And so we need to learn the ropes. So the first thing is we need to learn the landscape without having to be a rocket scientist, okay? So 50% of getting into crypto is going to involve exchanges, albeit not FTX, banks, wire transfers, and then security, things like know your client, know your customer, two-factor authentication, hard, cold, hot storage, all the terminology that you need to know. And then the other 50% is going to be getting alpha and the DeFi projects. And that's the best part. And that's what we're going to cover today. How many of you are familiar with the term alpha? I assume many of you, because you're in the investing space and trading and all of that. So alpha is what all savvy investors want. Now, it means getting into an investment before the herd with above average returns. And there's a component of knowledge and communication there. So think of DeFi as its own sector inside of the cryptocurrency industry, okay? So DeFi simply stands for decentralized finance, okay? It's outside of the traditional methods of investing, the 401ks, IRAs, mutual funds. It's outside of the norm. There are a couple different approaches to DeFi. One is more of an active approach. Okay, so you could buy and sell coins, that's trading. You could spot trade, that's trading, obviously. Leverage and margin, long-term holdings, retail indicators, automated bots, ICOs, which is initial coin offerings. There's a lot of different things you could do. This is pretty active because you have to do research and you have to get involved. And, obviously there's some participation involved there. And then we look at DeFi, which is going to be more of in this side of the DeFi, this is going to be more the passive income projects. You could lend lend your crypto for percent yield. You could stake your crypto. You could use nodes as a service, DeFi as a service, crypto mining, although that's starting to not be as big of a thing these days. Profit sharing, hedge funds, and yield farming. These are all examples of passive income in this industry. And that's where we get involved, is the true passive income, where we have less involvement and less that we need to do, because the whole idea of having multiple streams of income is to work less. And that's what we're all after. So if we can work less, that's the goal here. Next, we're going to look at what is your number. I'm going to show you what the power, we talked about the power of compounding interest, and we're going to look at that together here. So my question is, what's your number? How much do you need to quit your job and still be able to live comfortably? How much would you need to retire and maintain the quality of life? And are your yields enough for you to reach your goals? So we're going to do an exercise together. And I'm just going to use an example here. We're going to fill this out together. And I just want to go through this. I'm just going to use some pretty typical numbers. Okay. What I want to demonstrate is the opportunities that are available here and really how quickly this goes. So we're going to use an average monthly expense of $5,000 a month. Okay. Some of you are above that. Some of you maybe are a little below that. But we're going to use that as an example. Now, if you had 1 month's income that you had available to invest, this is only 1 month. Okay. Just about everybody has 1 month that they could invest into something. And God forbid the whole thing falls apart. It's not going to make or break their financial situation. But obviously we're participating in good projects. You get the idea. But 1 month of income, it's pretty realistic for most investors. So we'll start there as a conservative estimate. And then if we were to put that into a vehicle paying 3% per week, which is very realistic, then we reinvested 100%. All we're going to do is just compound. I'm going to change colors so maybe we can see better. We're just going to compound all of it back into the projects each week. Okay, so we're investing 100%. And we're just going to put a 20% tax rate on withdrawals if they choose to withdraw. We'll just put I guess that's kind of conservative. Why don't we bump that up to 25 and be a little more realistic here? Okay. So you can see that if an investor put in only 1 month of income at 3% per week, at an average of 3% per week, this investor could have 10x their money in 19 months. More importantly, this money is now replacing their income at $5,000 a month. So with $50,000 in there, they can effectively replace their income, starting with 1 month's income in about 19 months as an estimate. Not bad. Well, what if they had 2 months of income? We'll double that. Time goes down to 14 months. So you can see that even if you just had 1 month income, which I think most people have, that goes pretty quick. Well, let's take a look at another project. It's got a little bit of a higher, it has a higher minimum requirement. And this one pays out up to 22.5% per month. On this project, they could replace their income in 2 months. Let's just say somebody has high expenses. In this type of a project, that income replacement would be 10 months. How many of you would be okay with having $25,000 in passive income each month just by sitting it there? Just by sitting it there. And in less than a year, replacing $25,000 or making $25,000 in passive income on a $25,000 initial investment. Crazy, right? It seems crazy because we've only been exposed to traditional methods. This type of investing was not in existence 20 years ago. This is still pretty new, opportunity. Well, let's take a look at the same individual. We're going to go back to the 3% per week. And now we're going to take a look at, well, what if this person wants to retire? Because I'm sure they would like to have a nest egg to retire with. And maybe they don't want to leave their money at high risk investments their entire life because they need to live on it someday, right? Okay, so let's say age at start of retirement. We're going to go with 50. We're going to say we have a 40-year-old and they want to retire by the time they're 50. They're going to estimate their death at about 85. Monthly expenses, we're going to leave it exactly the same. Just make it simple. Inflation, God only knows these days, but we'll just say 10%, still pretty high. Projected yield on retirement savings. Let's say they get into a real estate investment or something that's, it's a group and they're participating and they're earning 20% per year. That's pretty realistic, but let's even be more conservative and say 15% per year. Current age 40, funds needed to retire is right here, 1.4 million. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now, if they were to take $5,000, again, just 1 month's income off of, once they've had enough, they've pulled out their initial capital, because again, when we get to 2x and 3x in these accounts, we're a proponent of pulling your initial investment out. Okay, so we're going to take that $5,000 that we put in, we're going to take it out. And now we're going to put that into a retirement savings opportunity. And we're going to do the same approach there, but this time we're just going to park it there. Okay, 3% per week. We're not going to touch it. Well, how long would it take to accumulate 1.4 million and have enough to retire? 45 months. 45 months. And so in double the time, remember now, by this point, to double your money, it's going to take, it's maybe somewhere between 8 to 12 months conservatively, based on this estimate. And at that point, you can pull your initial capital out, and then 45 months later after that, we're talking about having enough money to actually physically retire for good. And I guess we'd have to change this age, right? Because now this individual is 44. So let's just say 45. Okay, so it takes another little while because now you need a little bit more to retire, right? But you can see what the power is by putting in 1 month's income, more if you have it, great. If you don't, great. It's fine. It goes so quickly. You put it in, a year later, you take out your initial investment, you put it here, and you're retiring in 5 years off of 1 month's income. It's crazy. It's pretty eye-opening when you see this, and I'm here to tell you that this is happening. This is real. This is not made up stuff, and people are really doing it. So by now you're asking, okay, all right there, hotshot, slow down. I've heard this song and dance before. It's just another one of these things, right? So you should be asking yourself, is it safe? What about the risks? Is it too good to be true? Is it hard? What about if I'm a beginner? What about if I've been burned before? How many of you have been burned by crypto? Anyone here have, there's usually a handful of us in every crowd. How do I learn this step by step? Can you show me how? Are you using your own money? What about rug pulls and scams and all this? Okay, what about all that stuff? And you should ask these things. Absolutely, you should. Well, we've assembled a team of alpha coaches, is what we call them, because they provide alpha. So we've kind of got this mentality of like the wolf pack. The wolf pack always has your back. And so we've got finding good alpha so you can reap the benefits. We do the research, so you don't have to. We do the vetting. We find the yield and we do the risk management. And then it's just a matter of, do you want to participate or not? We put our own capital in first. The idea here is to prove that it's stable and to verify that it works before we have anybody else get involved. It's like that rope bridge in the movies. You see the rope bridge and everybody's like, I don't want to go first. And, they play rocks, paper, scissors or something. And then whoever loses has to go across the rope bridge first and test it out and make sure, is this thing safe or is it just a disaster and we're all going to die and plummet to our death? Okay. So that's what we're doing here. We're crossing the rope bridge first. Is the investment regulated? No, it is definitely not regulated. It is decentralized finance, which is not regulated in any way. It is in some states, but really, no, it's not regulated. Teach you step by step how to get involved. We get our community in early, leveraging the team's alphas, and we only work with the best companies and teams. When we go through and vet these projects, we have an advantage in numbers, right? There's power in numbers, and we're going to talk about that. The power in numbers is that, if we've got hundreds and thousands of investors that we're working with, and we come to a company and say, we're considering bringing your opportunity to our community, would you be willing to meet with us so we can do our vetting process and find out more? One of two things is going to happen. One, they're going to tell us, yeah, I'm just not interested in meeting with you, which is a huge red flag, and that is the end of the road for them. We don't even pay any more time on that opportunity. The other is they say, yeah, we'd love to meet with you and show you exactly what we're doing. And if you guys want to get involved, great. And those are the ones that we stick with. They're willing to meet with us because we have the expertise, we're in it for the right reasons, and we have an entire community that's ready to get involved. So obviously they'd want to meet with us. Here's another example. We show a lot of these examples because I think it's important to see that everyday people are doing this. You don't have to be savvy to do it. We're just modeling after what the savvy investors do. But these are everyday people. They don't have trading experience, investing experience. Here's Andrew's. Trading balance, 8.82. Total ROI, 3.45. Like insane. It's so great. I mean, 58% in 8 months. Just an average guy, didn't do anything special. Here's Cheryl. Same thing, total balance now. It says trading balance, but I assure you she's not trading. It's a trading DeFi opportunity where they trade it. Okay, so 26 in there, total ROI 11. And this is 5 months. She opened that in end of April. And this is only till September, so obviously it's higher now. Then we have Ashley. Ashley put in more money. Total earned 84,000. She's getting commissions because she's referred some people, and total balance 71 with the total ROI of 38. Even if it's 38 ROI, for crying out loud, that's awesome. So another opportunity that pays out monthly. This is an example of an opportunity that pays monthly and pays out 56.25 monthly, month after month. Very, very strong returns on that one as well. So these are real projects. Okay. So quick recap. We're only about a half an hour in, but that's fine. We got time to answer questions and we'll go through some more info. So how to create multiple streams of income. Again, this is all coming down to passive income. We don't want to trade it. We don't want to lend it or stake it or any of that kind of stuff. We just want to park the money and make money. Proven strategies that savvy investors use and multiple examples of ROI. Again, this is how we do it. We teach step by step. We no longer rely on old, outdated financial methods. It's nothing against real estate, stocks, bonds, any of it. Heck, interest rates are going up. There could be good opportunities there. It's another opportunity that just so happens to provide some incredible opportunities, 10 to 22% monthly, 3% weekly, and 1% daily. And it's all based on compounding. So you have a choice. Do you do it all on your own? How many of you have tried to get involved in crypto on your own and got burned? Anybody here? I can tell you that just about everybody who tries to get involved in the crypto space on their own loses some money. Now you might be thinking, why would you say that? That's a terrible thing to say about the industry. And that is the point. That is the point why we don't want to do it on our own. Because if we go on our own, there's like a pack of vicious wolves over here waiting to devour us. Versus if we're the pack of wolves and we're coming this way, we've got the advantage, right? It's just an example, but you get the idea. If you're left trying to get involved into crypto on your own, it's still a bit of the Wild West out there. You need a team that can lead you, that can guide you, that can show you how to do it. And more importantly, we've vetted the projects and we're doing it with our own money. That's the whole point. So the alternative is you can learn our proven and tested process from a team of professionals who have actually mastered the DeFi passive income space. And these are real returns that we're making. We have an entire team. It's not just some, random person on YouTube puffing up what they're doing. We've been doing it a long time, and as long as crypto is obviously very new. So long in terms of crypto, right? But these are experts in their field, and our head alpha coaches are amazing at providing opportunities and vetting the projects. Let's listen to a few really quick clips, and then we'll have some time to answer questions. Let me share my sound so you guys can actually hear these. And all right, let's listen to Rich and just a couple other really quick examples from our clients. Here we go.
Oh, I was very impressed. You have tons of really detailed information that gives you very much orientation to a space that is hard to understand, really.
Sure. Have you been happy with the returns so far in the projects and the companies that you've been investing in, as a result of us introducing them to you?
Oh, yeah, I'm very happy. I'll admit I was skeptical when I first saw them, so I had to do my own research, I suppose you could say.
Yeah.
But I did get involved in the projects, and I'm very happy that I did.
Okay, so that's Rich, and let's see who we got.
CryptoStreet is so positive for me because of all the research you guys do and the team you guys have. I was a skeptic at the beginning, like anybody else would be, and putting their money into some new project. And I dipped my toe a little bit and tried it. And then I was really, really, really impressed with the returns that I was getting.
There we go, MJ, and I think we got one more.
I would definitely recommend CSA to anyone who's interested in passive income. You're not going to regret it. I was scared, and I was sitting on it for like a month before I decided to go in.
Sure.
And I'm glad I did, because now that I'm in, I see the money coming in.
So it all comes down to, in this type of environment, again, we're looking at passive income. So how do we generate multiple streams of income? How many of you have bought, you bought what's the word I'm looking for? Like a franchise, or you bought a business, and when you buy the business, you get the business plan, right? And you get the royalties, and you sign all these contracts, and you do all these things. And, you have this a large investment that you get involved into. And then the whole idea, though, of having this franchise is to provide some income, right? To have some steady income, something that you can bank on that has a track record. They've proven that it works. They have the right business model. You don't have to figure it out yourself. They give you the entire book and tell you exactly how to do it. And the whole idea is it provides you some income. Now, if you're running a business or a franchise, as this example, there is involvement. It's not passive because you have to work at least on the business, maybe even in the business, depending what staffing is like in your area these days. It's not passive income. It's income. It's good income, might be a good investment, but you've spent a lot of money to try and give yourself some regular income that you can set your watch to. Well, this opportunity takes that to a whole nother level. It happens very quick. Doesn't have to be a huge risk there. We have investors that literally invest anywhere from $500 to $500,000. And the beauty of it is everybody, no matter big, small, doesn't matter how much money you have, we all earn the same yields on the projects that we're involved in. What this has done is it's taken something that is up until this point, these type of returns were either for the elite, seven-figure investors with $5 million minimum capital cash requirements, or in some cases even larger. And we've taken these elite opportunities and we've passed them down to everyday people, everyday investors like you and I. You don't have to be sitting on a fortune, but you could still replace your income. And the best part of it is you don't have to trade. If you're trading, you already know how difficult it is. And that's not passive income either, because you still have to put your time in on behind the screens and on the charts. So this is really a unique opportunity. And it's one that I think, frankly, everyone should get involved in to some level, if and only if you have the right help and you have the right opportunities there in front of you. Okay. So what's the next step? So how do you get access to it? Well, first, let's talk about what comes with the program. You get access to the getting started. That's going to be everything that you need to know about crypto. How does it work? What is it? the foundation, the lingo, all of that. Then we have trading. We didn't even talk about trading here today because that's the active approach. It's nothing wrong with it. We provide trade alerts. The trade alerts provide trade signals for swing trades for crypto. And it's averaging about a 74% win rate on those trades. So it's good. It's a good opportunity to get involved. If you like to trade, that could be a good opportunity for you. But really where most of our investors get involved is on the DeFi side, the passive income, because that's what we're really after. Private Discord chat rooms, access to crypto coaches. Here's the deal. We could have come up with an education package and just said, okay, here's your education. All right, go do it. That's not what we wanted. That's not what we're about. We want this to be education plus coaching, plus guidance, plus workshops. And oh, by the way, if you need our help, we'll actually help you. We had a participant that had $30,000 locked up in his exchange somehow or another. I don't know the full details of it, but our alpha coaches actually sat with him and worked with him and the exchange to get the money back out. That's the thing about crypto. If you send money to the wrong place, it's gone. There's no reverse the transaction. There's no file a claim with your bank. It is unregulated, which is why you need to have someone who knows what they're doing, who can show you so that you don't fall into the pitfalls. Okay. When we say access to crypto coaches, there is zero limitations. If you need help, we're here to help. Group coaching sessions. We hold group coaching sessions with our members so that you can ask questions and be more involved. And then custom resources and links for alpha investing. We provide links for things like, one of the big questions that we get and I get in my meetings with clients is, well, what about taxes? It's like this whole other realm, right? We have actual resources that we pass to our participants that you could put in your info as far as your statements and what you've done, and it will actually tell you how to help you file your taxes, no matter where you live, whether you're here in the US where I'm at or you're anywhere in the world. There's quite a bit of resources there. Of course, financial calculators, all of that is included, additional resources on who do you go to for, this thing or that thing, or which exchange should you use? Well, what if you're in this country and that, or you're in this state and some of the, exchanges aren't available in your state. We help with all that stuff. We've got resources for everything, absolutely everything. And then financial freedom, which is obviously what we're all after here. So to get access to this, the way that we do this is we just want to have a conversation with you. We want to make sure it's a good fit for us and for you. Because if we bring someone into our community, it's just that, it's a community. We're not promoting this to everybody who has a little bit of money. We really keep this to people that are of the same mindset as us, on the same path as us, and believes in what we're doing, and we believe in them as well. We believe it's a good fit. So we'll have a conversation. Usually it's about 30 minutes or so. We'll talk with you about your situation and your strategy, and we'll talk more about the projects that we're involved in. We'll give you additional information on how they work, and we'll talk more about the risk vetting process so you can understand what we're doing. Look, it's an extremely valuable call that will help you with your financial goals. Markets are still, not all that great. So this is an opportunity to get involved. I'm going to go back through these again. You already saw these. But together, we're going to look at your financial goals, and we're going to get clarity on how to set up your passive income approach and go over the exact strategy to make it happen. We've been very, very successful with our members, and we're still successful to this day. So by now, you have the link. Looks like David has posted that. I'm going to post it one more time here. And so you have that. And the good thing is we've got plenty of time for questions and anything that you want to ask here, absolutely ask away. But the thing of it is, okay, so in terms of getting time on the calendars, I'll be a bit upfront and say there's there's not a whole lot of space on the calendars these days. We are extremely busy, and I'm not just saying that, I promise. It's not a gimmick. I told you no nonsense, and that's what I believe in. I can tell you my calendar is completely full. You can't even get a spot just because I got booked up. It's just how it goes sometimes. But I have other staff that is absolutely willing and able and ready to help you. So if this is something you're curious about, it's checked some of the boxes of what you're looking for, and you're curious, let's have a conversation. That's all it is. Doesn't cost you anything. The worst thing that could happen is you find out, hey, it's not for me. The best thing that can happen is you start replacing your income in much less time than you thought, and you're actually on a path where you can actually retire, which is obviously something all of us want to make happen too. So what questions do you have? You guys have been awfully quiet. Awfully quiet. It's totally new for a lot of us. It's kind of a new ordeal, right? New thing. Questions? Anybody? Well, let's go back through. I'm going to take a look and see if there's anything else that we can sort of highlight while we're here as well in our time together. Let's see. Let's go to this one. Yeah, we talked about the problems with traditional investing. And let's leave it here. Anybody want to do the financial calculator? Any of you curious to see what those numbers look like for you? I am happy to do an exercise where we can go through your financial numbers and take a look at that together. Anybody here want to do that? See how quick your money grows? It's too quiet. Where's everybody? Did you guys taking a nap after lunch or what? What are we doing here? Anybody out there? I see you there. I see you. Success rate. How many projects turned to zero? Thankfully for us, zero. We haven't had any projects that we've come across that we've gotten rug pulled on the stuff that we've vetted, or we had any scams or anything like that. We haven't experienced that because we've done the due diligence. Certainly they're out there and it's happened even to some of our participants, but not through our projects. I'm not able to talk about the exact projects because that's something that you get to participate in as part of the membership. Okay, that's something that we spend a lot of time, months going through the vetting process and meeting with their teams. So that's very, very valuable and something that we protect for our existing members as well. But good question, and we will go over more detail on what the projects do and all of that. We do that in our one-on-ones. It's just takes too much time to go through it in the webinars. So, but we'll do that in our call together. Yeah. So if you're curious, absolutely book a call. When you do the application, that'll invite you to book a time on our calendar. I think I forgot to mention that. So, are you simply investing or trading in Bitcoin? Absolutely not. No. In fact, we're not investing or trading Bitcoin, actually. Not at all, as a matter of fact. We have trade alerts that we provide on the swing trade side, but no. That's kind of a secondary approach for most of our participants. The DeFi is passive income projects. No, good questions. Thanks for asking questions, guys. No. What else? What else? Any other questions? I know some of you are like, I don't even know what to ask. This is totally new for me, right? Will regulation target DeFi? I think so. I think so. I think it's coming, especially after what happened with FTX. I don't see how the government is just going to stand by and go, we're okay with that. $billion companies going under. No, they're going to get involved. And I think that's a good thing. I really think that's a good thing in terms of, getting somebody to step in and help provide some guidance in the space. So when someone joins, they get help whenever they need it. Yes, absolutely. 100%. If you're paying to be part of something, we believe that there is a cost to join, obviously. We believe that you need to be able to get help. That's why we're here. Haven't given any information on where the income comes from. Yeah, it's a little bit vague in these events. I agree. Really, that's where we can go over more details in the one-on-ones, where we'll talk more about the projects themselves and what they are. From a broad brush, they are DeFi projects. And so that can be a number of things. A lot of the ones that we get involved in are going to be like where they're actually trading the capital. And we find that those, at least the ones that we've been a part of, have been really good. They're trading the funds and making really great returns. We're not trading it, and so they are. And so those have been good. We've got other projects that we're working in as well, but that's just an example. Yeah. So, but you can, if you look up information on on DeFi, you'll find some different opportunities out there. And obviously, don't get into any projects without vetting it or getting involved with us, of course. Trading the funds like a prop house. Yeah, similar concept, right? Yeah, similar concept. So it's not like a hedge fund or something where they're just kind of buy and hold type strategy. That's not what we're after. That's a totally different approach. Yep. What else? Good questions. Keep them coming. I'm going to post the link here one more time, and I'll show you what it looks like. This is the application form. It's nothing too crazy. A few questions. Check a couple boxes. Say, "Yep, I'm interested," and then you just you book a call on our calendar, and then we have a Zoom call and go over what kind of what questions you have and how it all works. So, and it's obviously we twist your arm, all these things, right? Now, it's pretty. You could hear from. I'm probably a little more laid back than I should be, but there's no high pressure. That's not how we operate. It's either you like what we're doing and we're jumping on board and we're helping you replace your income, or it's just, hey, it's not a fit for you, and that's totally cool too. It's not for everyone. Not for everyone, but for those who see the value, it's pretty life-changing. It really is. I mean, take a look at, gosh, even let's go back to some of the investors that got involved. Where are we at here? Here we go. Yeah, I mean, someone like Andres, total ROI 3,000 off of a small account, and then Cheryl 12,000 off of 26,000 in 5 months. I mean, that's pretty life-changing. It is pretty life-changing. And all they do is just put the money there and then get the credits. You can see the credits coming in. These are weekly payouts, 5th, 12th. I don't know what happened between the 12th and 26th, but 3rd, 9th. So these projects have never taken a drawdown, by the way. Will that always be the case? I don't know. Hasn't happened yet. And we've been in these projects for some of them for over a year. So anyway, good stuff. It's there for you. The opportunity is there. It is a real opportunity. It's just a matter of if you're ready to take that next step and find out more about the opportunity, because it's there with or without you. And we'd love to have you be part of what we're doing, because there's some pretty stellar opportunities out there. And we're just finding more, So any other questions before we call it? I think our next speaker is getting ready. I think we've got another speaker after this getting ready, and we'll wait and see if we think we might have a couple questions. Looks like I see somebody typing in questions here. What's the best return? The best return we've got right now is 22.5% per month up to 22.5% per month. That's the best opportunity that we've seen in terms of yield. There are projects that allegedly pay more. Some of them, if you ever see something saying, "Oh, you can make 20% a day," look, maybe, but probably not in most cases. Obviously the projects that we bring in, we turn down a lot more than we bring in. In fact, it's a very small percentage that make it to our own portfolio. And obviously we have to lead by example. So, cool. How many of you are interested? You're booking your time, finding an opportunity to chat with us. How many of you are going through that now, checking it out? Anything else that we need when we join? No, I mean, it's really just you get started. There is a cost to join, so we'll talk to you about that. And then the good thing is we've got specials and all that stuff going on with the holiday and everything. So, but yeah, it's just a matter. We go through everything with you. We talk about what it looks like once you're in. We talk about how to get into the projects. And then once you get started, obviously we give you guidance on how to get everything done. You're definitely not in this on your own. We've got a whole team here to support you and help you get it done the right way. We don't want you to do it the wrong way because that's how money gets lost. It's gone. And yeah, unfortunately, if you send it to the wrong place, it's gone. So minimum investment depends on the project. We have projects starting out that the minimum investment's like $500. So, you don't need to have a ton of money to do this. So how long is a membership? Great question. You're stuck with us, Fred. You once you get us, you can't get rid of us. There's no annual fees or anything. It's we've designed it as a one-time cost, and you get access to everything. So it's there's no limits. Yeah, you're in it. You're in it. So that's it. Cool. Well, I think we've gotten the questions. Never been involved with crypto, Canadian. We've got a lot of Canadians in our group, and we've got investors from all over the world, all 5 continents. 5 continents, I think. Apparently, I'm terrible at geography, but yeah, we've got clients from all over the world that are with us. Married for life. Yep, you're stuck with us. Good, bad, better, or worse. No, it's we'll take good care of you. Yeah, once you're in our community, you pay for it. We believe you just pay for it once and let's be done with it and let's go make money, right? So that's about it. So let's see, anything else? Last seconds. I think we're good. I think we're good here. I'm going to post the link here one more time. If you're curious, don't let the opportunity pass you by. It is a good opportunity. Come and check it out, and we'll tell you exactly what you need to know so you know if this is for you or if it's not for you. Cool. I'm going to turn it back over to David and the gang, and we'll see what is in store for us next on this really great event. Great to be here again, as always, and can't wait to see you again next time, and can't wait to help some of you get to a whole new level of investing.